Hi, this is Shiree with Rehash Fiber. The Broomstick Lace Scarf has been dyed as a gradient. I'm going to share with you how it was done. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to share with you is that I am not a professional dyer. I have learned a few techniques from a few different people, and I know enough that I can dye and have a whole lot of fun. So that is what I want to share with you, is that you can do it, okay? And you can know just a little bit and still do it. So with this scarf, I wanted a gradient, and I figured there was a couple of ways I could go about it. And it was kind of going to be an experiment because I wasn't sure which way was going to work. So I thought that we could either measure the dye and have more dye for the darker, a little bit less for the medium color, and lighter for this. However, my scale wasn't working to that fine of a measurement, so we went with plan B. Leave this in longest, leave this in less, leave this in a lot less. Do you see how casual this is? But you can do it. Now what I would say is don't do it if it is a project that has to be a certain way. And or if you're a perfectionist and it's going to drive you crazy. I am not. Different facets of fiber art I am very relaxed with, and dyeing is one of them. However, there are times when it is critical to get it right, and I have learned how to handle that. And that is with measuring your dye and sampling it on test yarn. So speaking of that, I did have this test yarn. It was a white wool, and I mixed 3 different colors to get this color. It was the deep purple, the Valentine pink, and the silver gray of the Dharma dyes. I tested it and I really liked it, so I went for it. Vinegar and dye went into the bath, into the pan. And then 1/3 of the scarf went into the pan until it was the color I liked it. Then I moved that out of the pan, put the middle section in for a while until that was the color I liked it. And then I was a little bit worried that there wouldn't be enough dye left to do the last bit, but there was. Just enough. And so the last third went in for just a couple minutes and I got this. And I was very happy with the results, and it worked out, thank goodness. If you're interested in seeing how the process went, I did videotape it for you, and that's coming up next, so you can check it out. I've got the Broomstick Lace Scarf, and today we're going to dye it as a gradient. So let's get started over here with the Dharma dye colors. Okay, first things first, I have my sample yarn. When I say sample yarn, it's the yarn I'm going to use when I mix up these colors to put it on to see if I like it before I go ahead and dye this. It's always nice to have a good idea of what you're going to get. So you want to use a yarn that, I don't know, I would consider an extra. I had spun this on the great wheel. It's kind of chunky and weird in places, and it's just a small skein. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to use it to sample the dyes on. And I think in the end, I will still have a skein of yarn that I can use for something, but I just need to be able to test on this. So that is soaking in water because it's always good to start with your yarn or fiber soaking. It will take the dye and the mordant better. So I learned that my scale is not working. I'm going to have to get a new one. What we're going to do is go back to estimating. Now, what I did is I put a teeny little bit from the tip of the spoon of each of the colors in, then I added water. We're going to try the sample now on the test yarn. I think I am going to add some more pink to it. Yeah, I like that better. All right, so I'm going to add this to the dye bath with some vinegar, and then we're going to turn on some heat and let the scarf start soaking. vinegar is going to get added to this. Just as a reminder, all the tools should be designated for fiber only. Oh, that's such a pretty color. Okay. Hey, that's neat. I like it. Now, let's hope it works. Okay. So, what I'm going to have to do is, in a few minutes, I'm going to move it out of here, and I'm just going to keep the next part in, not quite as long as this part. I like how it's looking though. I love the color that it is, and I like that it is attaching differently in different places. I want the yarn, I want the project to look interesting and not all uniform. I like that different shading. All right, so what we're gonna do is move some of it out, and I'm gonna put in the next. Okay, it's kind of working out like I like, and I hope it works. So you can see this end, it's a lot darker. Now, I just hope that that didn't absorb too much of the dye, because this is gonna absorb a little bit more. You can see there's still some dye in the water, okay? But by the time we get to this part, I still want this to have some color on it. So I have to hope there's enough left. So this has really been fun. And you can see that I did not do things perfectly and that I wasn't 100% sure of what was going on. But it is extremely fun, and I want you to know that you can give it a go and not be perfect and just have a great time doing this. I do take all the information that I get and I try to do it right, but like, things happen. The scale didn't work, the siphoning effect didn't work, so then I made do. Okay, look, it's really cool. Tons of fun. All right, let's move it on out, because that is just now starting to get too dark for me. Oh, that's neat. Okay, here we go. Last section I want it to be really, really light. So we're gonna keep a good eye on this and not let it get too dark. Isn't that fun? Do you see how dark it is? And then it's medium, and then this one's going quickly. I do not want this one to get too much darker than that. How fun. Look at that. Oh, it's going quick. Oh, that's fun. That is gonna need to come out in a second, so it doesn't look like this part. Let's just see. Okay, good. It's still pretty light. Yeah, that's it. I think I want that really light. Pretty cool. Yep, that's good. All right, you see how much fun that was. I had a blast doing it. There's a few things I like about dyeing. I like the transformation of a project. It's really cool. And also I like that it goes quickly. So many of our projects take days, weeks, and this you can accomplish in a very short amount of time, and it's just a blast. So if you end up learning to dye, or you are a dyer, just have a great time doing it. Thanks for watching, and happy dyeing. If you're enjoying this programming, I invite you to become a supporting member. You can go to Patreon, Rehash Fiber, or click on the link in the description. There you can give as little as $3 a month, and it helps with the general support of keeping the show going. As a Patreon member, you'll get access to behind-the-scenes videos and other special things that come along. And as a little thank you gift, you'll get the Rehash Fiber pin.